Hello everyone, Darren here, and welcome back to Anno 1800. It has been a while. Now, in fact, it's actually been over 2 months since I last played the game and featured it on my channel. I think even my channel name has changed in that time. Now, the reason we're back, of course, is because the new DLC has arrived, Empire of the Skies. And for this series, as long-running as it is, I always aim to have something new to show in episodes or be completing some sort of mechanical milestone, such as filling up the Skyline Tower. Because there was nothing really left to do, without just trying to push numbers higher, I took a break. But I'm pleased to say that we're now back. The series will be back for the foreseeable future with regular uploads during the week. I'll also let people know ahead of time, next time, if it's going to go on a break again. So before we get into the gameplay, I just wanted to let you know where I'm at with this DLC. Now, first off, until about 10 minutes ago, I knew virtually nothing about the DLC other than the fact that there was some airships and some sort of postal system. Now, I thought it was going to be a pretty small DLC, as I thought the next one's going to be really the biggest one. But on loading the game up today, just to get a sense of, what I'm going to be doing and maybe outline a little bit of a plan, I was just blown away by the changes and sort of just closed the game down. Because I'm like, this would be great just to play this and go into it fresh. So a little bit behind the scenes is that Ubisoft have always included me in pre-release content, sending me a DLC, a little info package about all the changes you can expect in the game, and then some sort of NDA or embargo for when you can then release footage. Now, I didn't get that this time, nor did I actually get it for the High Life, but I did have it last time, and I've had it for everything else that isn't a cosmetic pack. So because of that, and because I'm no longer doing reviews on my other channel, I just haven't had to look anything up for the DLC and just was not really informed about it. Now, by the way, no shade at Ubisoft. I still love the game and appreciate being included so much beforehand. I'm guessing they just forgot or whatever, it's fine. So with all of that said, the reason I kind of mentioned this is just I want to set your expectation that you're basically getting my first impressions with this. I'll be learning as I go, which is just kind of different for how I've done all the previous DLCs. I also haven't even had a look at the new scenario. There's an extra scenario being added. I have no idea what you do in it or anything like that. I've just seen that there's now some sort of meta progression to unlocking special ornaments if you do them, so I'm definitely going to be doing them. So with all that said, let's begin. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, here we are, loaded in. The new DLC is available. Empire of the Skies, confirmed. Airship rounds the globe. Paloma Valente completes the first airborne circumnavigation of the globe, buoyed by a new gas known as Helium.
Well, it seems that I'm famous. But I'm not in this for the kudos. My dream is to connect the 4 corners of the world. So I'm making my designs available to everyone, your good self included.
Excelente. Alright.
My airship designs require some unique and complicated materials. Would you like an introduction to their use?
Absolutely. We're going to need the tutorial on this one. Now, the first thing we need to do is switch over to the new world. So I'm looking here at where we've literally left off the series. Of course, the last episode was for the Industrial Zone Cosmetic DLC, where I did the biggest time-lapse I've ever done. It's pretty awesome looking back on it. The game almost looks clearer than I remember in my mind. It just looks so good. And I don't mean what I've built, I just mean the DLCs and the cosmetics of the game itself. Like, coming off of Farthest Frontier, which is a good-looking game, this game is still just like AAA, basically, in terms of its graphical fidelity, and it's running really smoothly, actually, for me even now. Alright, so before we actually hop over to the new world and continue, I know that I'm going to need to queue up a few ships, and I looked at this and I was like, what the is going on? We have a blue flamethrower monitor. I'm kind of glad I waited to attack Arthur, because I think, I could be wrong, but I think we're going to be putting some of this stuff to work against him in the future. Flak monitors armed with anti-air weaponry. Like, what? What is this game now? Alright, so I didn't even know, like, airships can apparently go into combat now? So, cargo ship, we're just going to queue up a few of these. Maybe, let's do 5 in total. We're going to need them for all these new transport routes that we're going to be setting up. I don't have one spare ship. And before we go to the new world, I'm just going to visit the chill Arctic for a moment. Click our airships and just send them around to the 4 corners of, well, really 5 in total places that we can be. 1 to Embesa. We're going to send 1 to Cape Trelawney. And 1 to the New World. We'll leave 1 up here, just in case. Explosion in an oil refinery on Marbella. Well, we're in the New World now.
Unlike the blimps that have come before, my airships aren't simple gas bags. They maintain their shape with their lightweight aluminium frames. We'll need to produce plenty.
Alright, we'll just rebuild that oil platform, no problem there at all.
Has been
so let's have a look. Tutorial aluminium, or aluminum, if you're American. It's essential for constructing the lightweight metal frames that help her airships maintain their shape, but it's also used for the many buildings which the airships will use and interact with. A plentiful supply will be necessary. Alright, so we gotta build an aluminum smelter, a bauxite mine, and increase your stock of aluminum profiles. This is almost as far as I've gone myself. One of the things I was panicking over when I first saw this, I was like, okay, my islands are full and I don't have any workforce. Like, what am I going to do? So we now have new deposits placed on our existing islands. We can see we have a helium pocket embedded in the mountain. I think that's a very wise idea from Ubisoft Mind's development standpoint and design standpoint, because like, what do you do for new deposits? Bake them into the already existing mountains, and that way nothing really gets destroyed or moved around too much, which I think is a really great idea. So a helium pocket there. We have 4 islands in the New World, so I'll just go over them really quickly. This is our island of Benevis. This one has not changed or had anything new added to it. We then have our fairly large island of Marbella, which is where our haciendas are, and a lot of the previous DLCs, and a lot of our agriculture is. Lots of coffee, lots of cotton, bananas, and then rum, from what I remember, and just maxed out on sugar. This has had a helium pocket added to it, nothing else, that's all. And then we have our original island, our kind of go-to island of Puerto Banús, which has had 2 bauxite deposits added to it. Now, I haven't actually looked around at the AI islands. I don't want to tempt myself, so I'm just not going to right now. But I did have a quick look at where the bauxite is. Of course, it's located in an annoying place. We've got one right next to a rail track here, so that would be a little tricky building a road or something over it. And then the other one is here, down by the docks. This is probably where I'll start building first. So what do we got to do again? Let's just have a quick look. Aluminum shelter, a bauxite mine, increase your stock of aluminum profiles. Right, so this is where the panic set in. And this is where I realized this DLC is much bigger than I thought. Not only was there new things to look at, all these new production chains, we also have a postal service, a post office, and a post box. No idea really how they work yet. We have airship, rigid airship hangars, foundations, all of this stuff. But the most important thing that started confusing me when I started trying to... I was going to be like, okay, I need to design a layout where we can add some more people. But then I noticed, if we select a house here...
Price for contraband.
I noticed it was saying 10 out of 25. I was like, what? Like, what's going on? They have everything they need. They have... Well, actually, they don't really have a great church or chapel supply. Might improve that in just a second. But the long story short, I'm sure a lot of people know this already, there's something now called lifestyle needs. Fulfilling these needs isn't necessary to upgrade your residence, but doing so can provide powerful benefits. So clicking this, we can see that they're all paused currently. And we have communication and crafts. So local mail, regional mail, and overseas mail.
Do all the work where you come from.
But then we also have stuff like work clothes, felt, and teff grass. And each of these will actually increase the population, allowing us to build taller, and they're completely optional. Now, I think this is actually a really clever and cool idea to do, especially for DLC later on in the game, where you're like, people have their islands laid out, they want to continue. What do you do now?
From its voyage.
If you need more population, it's like, well, let people build somewhat taller. So I think it's actually really clever. And of course, there is going to be the next DLC, which I believe they said is going to add a third tier of population here as well. So let's get that is as far as I have gone. I have not tried to do any of this stuff yet, but that's why I knew I would need ships, because we're going to be setting up new transport routes. So we're going to need more jornaleros, we're going to need more obreros. They're different requirements depending on what they are. So these ones need glasses, typewriters, and illuminated scripts. This gives back obreros 7 coins, 9, 2, and 4. So, you know, I really don't mind the money. Obviously, money is maxed out. It's more about, like, what's the population? So delivering typewriters up here gives us 7 extra obreros. So I think I'm going to try that and queue one of those ships up pretty quickly. But let's just start off... Let me just see. Let's get these guys to increase now. So we know that we need to deliver... Well, felt. Let's just have a look. What do we have on the island? I feel like we have felt. Maxed out. Basically maxed out. Rapidly increasing. It's so felty, it says. Alright, so we'll just click this button. And there we go. We'll just start gaining. Once this goes up to 100%, we'll just start gaining an increased population. So we currently have 25 in excess. We'll see how many more we get. Now, something else I actually had to look at was agricultural output, all islands, coffee beans. We have 92 production with 70 consumption. So what I was going to do is just get rid of some of these ones. I think these can be fine if we turn these off. This island's also full for this stuff. So just going to say goodnight to the timber as well here. quickly check this, see that we're not cutting ourselves too short. 72 out of 70. Hopefully it all stays relatively stable. We're not even consuming all that anyway, so I think it'll be okay. As you can see, the coffee production is just full, and we have extra storage and everything here, so I think everything's fine. It's just to get rid of this stuff. Bye-bye. And that gives us a lot more room to work with. So while I'm waiting for the population to climb, I'm just going to do a little reorganization here. This might be a bit of a hasty decision, but I'm going to move this clay deposit and just cram it in somewhere at the back. There's a deposit there. Let's do here. That fits down there. Well, I don't even need it, but just move it out of the way. Keep them localized at least. Full output storage. You can get off that job. You can get off that job. And that frees up our workforce a little bit more for a while. We can always get bricks from somewhere else. Right, so let's get moving things. So these are, let's see, linen. Cotton. And then we have the new chemical plants, of course, from the tourism DLC and the whatever the other DLCs are, High Life. So we'll start moving these things. These take up so much room, take up so much space. Just going to get these out of the way. Straighten this whole area up, basically. And that should give us a bit of a foundation to start working on this. So I want to move a lot of the chemical plants closer together. Something like this. I guess we could bring it down here. Yeah. Alright, let's do that. These are celluloid. Just gonna move this over here for a second. Anyway, just get it out of the way. And that's kind of freeing up the main center of the town as well. So we also then have Hacienda storerooms. These just add extra storage for less space to the entire island. They're like the depots. Of course, we are full up of depots. There's no more room. We just slammed as many out there as we could, really. So there's not much more we can do about that. But what we can do here is just at least... Do I need a road down the bottom? I guess I kind of don't, actually, thinking about it. So we can bring this down even one more. Yep. Cut this. Make a new road. Just bring it down like here. Straight across. Get this out of the way. And of course, you know, once we figure out the mechanics and things, then we can look to beautify again and make things look a little bit nicer. But let's get the other chemical plants in here as well. There's that 2 ethanol plants. Don't know if I can fit them all in here, but I should hope so. Yeah. It's going to be an issue. We could fit them all. It's just that I'll have to raise that road again. Apologies. Let's just move this up again. 1. Alright, and then 2 ethanol at the end here. Make a straight road going across.
Ship constructed.
That's good. We're not encroaching on the orchard over there anymore, so that's alright. And then we could just slam some of these in here. Yeah, something like that. Again, some of this stuff is just obviously going to be hanging around here temporarily. And then the linen, I keep calling it linen. It is literally called cotton. Cotton fabric, and then we just have cotton. So the cotton fabric, the raw cotton we make here, right? So moving it closer over there makes sense. Should have a shortened journey. It might not need to go to a warehouse first. It should just be able to get this done by delivering it straight here. Although there's still some space behind us, so we could use this again in future. Let's just cut again a little bit of the road. Okay, let me get this out of the way. So we got room here for more houses. We're already up to 159, by the way. I didn't turn off anything that used Jornalero, so that's just by getting that +1 in every household. So if we just look, we're at 11 now, just because of that simple delivery. Let's do this. Let's move these things out here. Not the nicest, I'll admit, but it'll have to do for a little while. So we got room here now for, let's say, a church, because we know they're short on a church out this way. Little chapel as you come in. Next to the hospital makes total sense. Don't argue with me. And then another couple of houses here. So that's a little bit of extra space, a little bit of extra houses in there. That should fill up nicely. We'll probably have to move a few extra things around in the future as well. So let those guys grow. Now we can put down the bauxite mine. What does it require? It requires 220 Jornaleros. God damn. That's a lot. But we might actually get that based on what we have. So let's just slam it down. So that's bauxite. Now we have to connect it out here. Fortunately, there is a warehouse right here. There's a road here. We could just maybe curl around the edge. It's going to look really not the best. We have to avoid encroaching. I can't bring that in any further, actually. We'll just have to bring it to here. Okay, and do you reach?
Strange looking stuff, bauxite. But with a little magic, it can give us the lightweight metal that we need.
It's got an interesting voice acting. Something that's bothering me here, that might be bothering other people. Let's just cut this, bring this forward. Join that up. This farm has a little thing sticking out there. So, actually, where is this farm? Here. That just helps that little orchard there have a little bit more space. You know, if we were just encroaching on it a bit too much, 100%, no problemo. All right, good. Looking a little cleaner too. You just cut this road and shift this into. All right, cool. There we go. Bauxite being delivered to the warehouse. Let's upgrade the warehouse as well. So what we're going to need now is aluminium, right? We need to have an aluminium smelter. Aluminium profiles by 5 tons is what we need to make. So aluminium profiles requires charcoal and an aluminium smelter. Now charcoal is a damn waste putting it on this island, but we might have to do it just for a little while. Let's just do that out there. We'll add a little road, and that's going to be making... Oh, it needs trees. Let's just give it some trees really quickly ourselves. Get it started. There we go. Straight up. Alright, great. So that's going to be every 30 seconds. We're making 1 coal. And then we'll make, I guess, the aluminium smelters right off of that. Oh, man. Big building. Let's just see. Can we afford to have 2? Now, this is a construction material. There it is. It's consuming a raw material bauxite. Barely at all. Look at that. It looks like we can get about 6 of them down. And then the coal, we could get more. Okay, cool. So, yeah, we can have 2. Well, I say we can have 2. What's the workforce like? It's only 40. That's not bad at all. Alright, cool. Gives a bit of a kickstart with our, You know what? Let's get 3. Not, you know, placement subject to change, I would say. Let's check it out. So it's getting its first shipment, first delivery of bauxite, hopefully in coal. And the coal should come straight from the charcoal kiln. So while it's doing that, actually, and while it's powering on for the first time, let's, I suppose, look at the coal trade route we have in the game. So I've got a multi-regional route, if I remember correctly. I don't see it. Oh, there we go. Multi-regional coal. Now this coal gets delivered up to the Arctic, and I think a lot of it comes back down to Swords, our main capital island. How are these ships doing? See, I'm just thinking I could add on. Let me just have a look. If we go global and we have a look at all of the coal we produce, do we make enough? No. But we buy some, don't we? At the Docklands, I believe. I do believe. So if we just hop back really quickly, this is our Docklands, our main wharf. And we are exchanging elevators for coal. Loving it. Loving life with that. Hey, we got new music. Yes. Awesome. Okay, cool. God damn, I love this game. Right. So good to be back. Alright, so there's not much coal here, but I'm thinking... Oh god, not liking this. Just before that spirals, it becomes worse. Let's just wind this back. We'll get to them. By the way, this lifestyle change thing, it's everywhere.
I'm so thrilled! I may evaporate!
Oh my god, her voice so shrill. But yeah, we've got mail, we've got loads of things here. Actually, I thought as well that the scholars...
Fine flourishes of fancy, unfettered and free.
Saltpeter, New World reports, and Arctic reports. And this is going to boost the amount of scholars we can have per household. And we've got a potential of 227 per household now. So let's activate Saltpeter. Apparently we have a lot here. I actually don't know why, but we'll just leave it active for a little while. Oh, this music. I don't want us to change regions. It's good. It's triumphant. Nice. Okay, cool. So, that's almost everything. Did we make our new ships? We did indeed. You, sir, go to Embesa. You're needed out there. Because what we're going to do next is hop back to the New World.
Lightweight, flexible, durable. The future will be built from aluminium. And we're gonna need a lot.
Oh my god, conveyor belts in Anno!
Now, the second key thing that we need is helium. It's going to take a while to produce enough to fill an airship, so let's get started.
Oh my god, so good. Alright, so, helium extractors. Increase your stock of aluminum profiles by up to 5. Now, if we want to build other things, we're going to need to have a lot of aluminum in reserve. So what I'm hoping on doing, just while we're building that up, is increasing this population. So the next thing I want to do for increasing their population is give them access to teff grass and maybe work clothes as well. So teff grass. The other thing that we could give them is illuminated scripts. And that'll be everything I've looked at and done, basically. So we've got illuminated scripts and teff grass, I believe, in excess. So the way I had to look at this before was I just quickly searched teff, and then we go all islands, agricultural products. We make 20 tons per minute. We consume 18. Production is based... Well, this isn't right. I have to click it. There we go. Production is based in Tabarim and Tabarim alone, with some of them offline because they're just maxed out right now. So perfect. Love it. Don't know if it really goes anywhere else, does it? I suppose it could be worth looking at. Nope, there's no trade route, so it must just be contained to Embesa, Tabarim. So if that's the case, that's perfect. And I believe it's the same with illuminated manuscripts. So if we go illuminated... There we go, illuminated scripts, and we just go, I don't know, consumer goods, click it, production over time. Well, let's go all islands, just in case. We make 3 tons per minute, we consume just about 1. It's made in Tabarim. Big question then is, do we trade it somewhere? Does it go somewhere else? We can just type Nope, it does not. So that's, again, perfect, right? We have an excess of something, and we have a ship that's on its way down here already. So let's just set up a new trade route to do both. I don't see why not. It doesn't seem like we're going to need that much of a demand on them. I suppose, actually, the best thing to do here would be to flick back here, allow the consumption, right, of these things, and see would we still be okay to consume them. Right, so I've toggled them both on now, so we'll see, like, statistically, all islands, teff, can we supply it with just what we have? We actually can. Excellent, I didn't check that before, so that's good. Illuminated script, boom, totally fine. Easy. So easy. Alright, cool. So, new trade route then. Exciting times. So, Tabarim, add a new ship to the route. Now, we know that there's a ship on the way here. We'll have to wait until we get the message that it's here, so I'll wait for that. But we're going to load up the goods of teff. So, load that up 3 times. Now, I might change in this route around in the future, but for now, classic words, for now, I think 3 and 3 is totally fine by me.
Think of all the letters that will flow through here. All the drama. Love reaffirmed, rivalry stoked, reunions arranged.
She's cool, I like her voice a lot. Alright, so... And it's a new model, instead of just like a... I think so, anyway, I haven't played the campaign still. Instead of just like a reskinned one. Which is kind of nice. It's a much bigger DLC than I thought it was going to be. Port Banús. Alright, so unload, please. So we'll just say... Oh, this is like a whole new thing. What could we'll call this lifestyle. Well, I'll make a group for lifestyles, will I? Maybe that's a good idea. No, I think the way I've got it is still good, but I might name the route lifestyle, yeah. So we still have, this is an Embesa to New World route, and then we've got, let's call it life, teff and scripts. Yep, it's pretty straightforward. So there's nothing on that route yet. My categories are still doing very good for me. Post offices generate mail. Since their efficiency is based on the number of residents in their area of effect, you ought to place them centrally in your residential districts. Got it. Can we build one yet? We need 15. I'm just going to change out the beer to a construction material of aluminum so we can track it on the top of the screen all the time to see how much we've got. Oh my god. Water drops. What? I can see that you're upset, ma'am. But would you rather a wet house or a burned house?
in
All
the
right.
presence of a virtuoso.
I'm looking too far ahead. Let's
As
just
well as for the
tackle
airships
what's in front of
themselves,
us.
Aluminium will be needed for their platforms.
Build an airship platform. Build a post office or post box. Produces goods. Local mail, 45. Is this just... Oh, it's the same thing, but smaller. Oh. 15 workers as opposed to 50. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is cool. So we could have one, like, touching all the way... If you want to really get everyone involved.
My therapist says money
How
matters
dare you,
dominate
sir.
your age.
So one of the... Oh, sorry, we went back to Marbella there. So back at Porto Banús. I think what we could do is... This area has always been something I thought we could kind of change. It probably doesn't need 3 fire stations all on top of each other, so let's just get rid of those. Let's get rid of some of the ornaments here. Actually, you can stay where you are. Now, that's our town center. Does this fit? Does indeed. With some room to spare. 50 obreros. Should be able to do that. Especially when our illuminated scripts arrive. It looks more like the front is on this side. Oh yeah, that looks good. I'll tuck it in there. Alright, cool. Actually, let's have a look at that radius. Looks good to me. Alright, cool. So, next up would be to go back to Embesa, see if our ship has arrived. It has indeed, the Grey Goblin 2. Let's call this the... well, it's lifestyle. The Tef for Life ship. It's a terrible name. So, let's find this new... Embesa to the New World route. The Life. Tef for Life. And there we go. I accept. Okay, so that's going to make its first pickup now. Whoops.
Cargo boat at the ready.
This is going to circle around the coast, pick up its stuff. Alright, good. I'm feeling on top of things. Feels unusual. Let's go back to the New World, see how we're progressing. So we've got 12 aluminum profiles. We need to find that helium extractor. So, in order to get the job done on the helium extractor, we need, obviously, the helium deposit, I guess. So there's a helium pocket out here. Oh my god. That's awful. There's only one here as well. What about up this way? This one's tucked into the town. It's right next to a road, actually. 120. Are you... 120 obreros. It's kind of a lot. Now, does this island even have obreros? It actually doesn't. So I oh my god, that's such a logistical... I don't even want to think about that. Let's just try to do it on this island. These guys have obreros, 69 of them. Why 69? Other than just a fun number. But, population of this island, obreros. And see, this is all off now. I don't know what the regular number would be. Do I? I suppose I can check here. They should be at 40, right? But they're all at 39. Oh, maybe not. Some of them just aren't in the area to get the boost from the book. Yeah, oh, I guess they should be 30. Well, now I'm real confused. Didn't it just say 29 in the screen? Let me just check it again really quickly. So it says... Oh, sorry, that's how I was looking at happiness. I'm a fool. It's 10 and 20. That's how long it's been for me. I'm so sorry. 10 is default, and then 20 when you get obrero. Got it. Right, so that's fine. So that's why it's uneven. Is there any houses that seem to be... No. All good, all good. It's just the book. The book's affecting things in the town halls. Okay, so... What's your lifestyle then? So you're going to also need illuminated scripts. You're also going to need typewriters and glasses. Spectacles. So obreros plus 7. Let's open up the typewriters for these guys. And see if we can deliver some typewriters from the old world with the new ship route. So typewriters... I was going to say shite writers. Sure, why not?
We've taken to wearing hard hats here.
Where y'all get made, typewriters? We have one beautiful building doing it. And I think we have more than we need. Oh my god. So this is easy. Totally easy. Alright, so we have a free ship. Yeah, so let's just bring it to both places as well. Why not? I feel like there's no reason not to. So let's go create route, trade route. What the hell is that? Airship routes. Oh my god. Well, I'm sure we'll get to that. That's kind of cool that it has its own category. We'll declutter things a little bit. So we're going from the old world to the new world. New world to old world. Is that how it works? Yep. New world to old world. And vice versa, I guess the same thing. We're going to click in here. And we're going to go to the new world. Into... Port of Banus is such a busy port. So busy. I worry about the wait times now. But I want to deliver typewriters there and there. So Lusk, we're going to pick up those typewriters. I imagine the consumption will be totally fine. And that was with the consumption on that we just looked at, actually. So we'll just go 50 and 50 on each one. And that's all I'm going to bring, because I feel like we're going to need more stuff. But before I get ahead of myself, we'll just do it this way. We'll add on the Surprise Wind 3. We'll call it a Life. Just typewriters right now. Yeah.
Ship constructed.
Boom. We are laughing. We are laughing. I saw the Anchorman meme where Will Ferrell was saying that.
I'm a happy person. You're a happy person.
I am a happy person because things are easy right now. I haven't had any major rip my hair out of my head problems.
We can't shut the storeroom door.
Can't shut the storeroom door. But we can empty out the amount of typewriters we have. Alright, cool. All looking very, very good indeed. So, we should expect to see...
Makes me want to keep striving.
Typewriters arrive here. I suppose glasses would be the other thing to look at really quickly. I think I import glasses through Docklands. It's kind of a tough one to pin down. We make 22 apparently. Oh my god, we make more than we need. Maybe I sell them at Docklands. I think I do actually produce a lot in... We make them in Tabarine? Oh no, they must be consumed, right? That must be a consumption thing. What the hell does this have to do with anything? I don't remember. I don't get it. Production? Pipe maker? Glasses. It's like it's to show me everything from the island. Oh, all islands? Maybe that was just... I don't know. I'm confused. Spectacle Factory. That sounds more correct. Oh, I know what it is. Well, it's gone now anyway. I must have clicked it wrong. Because this is all islands and it's not there anymore. But it must be from items, right? You get them from items as a byproduct. That must have been what it was. I remember now. Okay, cool. So, yeah. Lusk. Crown Farms. There we go. So 3 of them are produced in a Spectacle Factory in Crown Farms. And the rest are at 351% productivity, is it? Wow. God damn. A lot are being made on Lusk. So I assume they're being shipped around from Lusk. Glasses? Let's just go glass. Spectacles, that's it, right? Spectacles. So, Old World. That's just locally. That's fine. Multi-regional. I don't see glasses in there. Or spectacles. Don't know why it's coming up though. Oh, because speciality. Okay. Importing into Mbesa. It's fine by me. And then Lusk to Crown Farms Investors.
Why send Scholar Mihurani to foreign lands if a mother can no longer recognize her son when he returns?
Are these being, I wonder, sold in a Docklands then? Because that's the other thing you got to watch out for. Can't be getting rid of all these things that we produce in excess, of course, if we are selling them in excess. That's what we don't see. But no. So, by that logic, these should be basically full. Because we produce so much more than them. Let's go to... No? The only other one would be Crown Farms. Yes. Okay. So what's the history of trades here?
It's a joke, you see.
Dude, that's barely anything.
It's a wombat slow and...
I'm shipping like 28 spectacles every 20 minutes. That's nothing, right? So surely I can add that to the route and be totally fine. I would imagine.
The cherry atop our beautiful friendship cake. Crikey.
Sorry, Benti, you almost had me for a second there. Okay, so with that knowledge in mind, we can now go turn that on and turn this on. I'm gonna try it anyway. We'll turn on glasses and see, is that something we can manage delivering up here as well. Now, the thing I'm not too sure is, if we increase the population by this much, is it going to increase the demands for everything else? Because that was a change in the High Life, right? The bigger the population, the more they consume. Rather than, it used to be just, it was a set rate per household. From what I understand.
I feel bad for the poor Jornaleros.
Oh, of course you do.
They will never experience the bliss that comes with progress.
No, indeed. So, on the typewriter route, very last thing we'll do then, typewriter. Just load up with some spectacles as well, why not? I feel like we should be able to manage it. I'm a little concerned that I'm not seeing this number be maxed out, which is making me think something's not adding up somewhere, but we'll just throw it on and see how it goes. 50 and 50 in each one. It's already going with the typewriters first. Alright, let's see if we've had our first deliveries of anything yet. And we should have enough now to build that post office. So let me just check the deliveries first. So, aluminum profiles. I guess I'll just click it this way. Felt is okay. Teff grass, yes. Okay. Alright, our Teff ship, Teff for life, is just in transit. It should be down here, right? We should be able to see it quite easily. There it is, Teff for life. Alright, cool. Alright, while we're waiting on the ships to come on in, let's get building our post office and see how this works. It's all new territory for me. Looks good. So 50 obreros, we have 25 right now. Let me just free up the workforce on something else temporarily. Is that even possible? Is there anything that we can just... 125 people working on this? You don't need to be doing that, do you? Well, it's pretty low, actually. What about ethanol? Ethanol's basically full. Turn that off. Okay, cool. We have the workforce now. Boom.
A beautiful structure, no? And what joy it's going to bring, distributing letters from all over the world.
Post offices work like production buildings and continually produce mail at a rate which increases with the number of residents in their area of effect. However, mail doesn't work like regular goods. It has its own storage and cannot be loaded or unloaded manually.
The more the merrier.
So it goes faster depending on more households you have. Okay. And we have 200, not 250, sorry, 2 out of 50. But I'm not consuming it, right? Am I? Local mail. 4 extra obreros, 2 coins. We'll toggle that on. See if they can sustain.
And a big one at that.
Alright, we're going to need to build this hangar. You can find the rigid airship hangar here. It can also be built in the old world, but it's cheaper in the new world. Okay. We'll try build it here. I don't know how big this is going to go. Now, I wonder, surely... I think I'm almost covering every single obrero house here. Almost. With this initial radius. It does seem like this would be better positioned on the left going forward. I won't do it right now, but somewhere like there, and that way it's covering basically every house to the left, and then we just need a couple of smaller ones to, you know, get the rest of the entire island. But we'll leave it where it is for now. Oh, I didn't even check, but do we have any new ornaments? I wouldn't even know where to begin looking for that stuff, really. Wait a sec. Yes, yes we do. Yes we do. Airship platform, cafe tables, seating area. Platform arch departures, flagpoles. Nice. Oh my days. Oh, it's too big. An airport sign. Oh, it'd be nice if there was post office ornaments. I don't know if there is. I'm never satisfied. I always ask too much. But let's just pave this. It's just bothering me right now really quickly. So I'm just going to pave it with something. Industrial zone pack? Oh yeah. I do have the Twitch ornaments actually. Empire of the Skies mural. Cool. I didn't actually watch anyone. I just left it on in the background just to get them. Normally I get sent them. Because I usually participate in them. A map? Sure. I hate to be so hasty, but let's just throw stuff down and then just get out of here. I'm just looking for the regular white tile. Base. Oh my god, let me just go city.
Smiles light up.
Jeez, Darren, where the hell? There we just copy one from here. That's all I want to do. I don't know where it is. It's taking ages to find it. Let's just leave it like that.
Constructed.
Although it does, one other thing bothers me as well. Let's just get rid of this. Let's turn this. This part. For whatever reason, this is like a dirt. It blends with dirt, I guess. Or maybe just regular road. Yeah, it looks a bit better. Okay, cool. Happy enough. It does look like a really nice building, I must say. You can see the little people outside.
Just make sure you brew the rum in different barrels to the hot sauce.
Just make sure you brew the rum in different barrels than the hot sauce. That's a good tip. Alrighty. So how much have we made? It seems like we're making more than we need. Do we see it in statistics, I wonder? Let's go mail. Local mail. Yes, we do. 5 out of 1. I don't know what that means. But okay. The green bar is bigger than the blue bar, so I'm happy enough. And that means that these people are now should be growing a little bit more. So how much do we get per household with this? We get 4 extra obreros and 2 coins per household. You could also build post boxes instead of post offices. They fulfill the precisely same functions. Be aware, the area's effect of the post offices and boxes cannot overlap. Oh. Let's check that out then. I'm after losing it again. Jeez, there it is. Sorry, postal service, post box. So it's not allowed overlap. So it has to be. So there's gonna. That's so annoying, isn't it? I actually had someone comment a long time ago saying like it's abhorrent that this game has circles in it when the game is built on a grid. It makes it like very annoying or difficult to cover everything. And I do feel that I didn't really agree in some stances with the trade unions. I'm like, that's a bit different. This is a kind of annoying though, isn't it? You have to build in pockets of circles if you want it to be like super optimal. But not a big deal. It only takes up 1 grid space actually, the little ones. That's kind of cool. So you could probably get just start touching the edges of the circles there a little bit. Right there. So I guess you just can't, not everyone can have access to post, okay? Just deal with it. But yeah, like I said, probably move this one over a bit to the left and then see if we can just dot around 2 extra post boxes further in. They actually have workers requirements, excuse me. Oh my god. Look at the amount of workforce we've got now. We can turn back on these buildings that I turned off.
We are keen to get started.
I mean, these are
again.
full, so you don't need to go back on, but what did I turn off? The chemical plant.
Return to your posts.
Yeah. Alright, great. We are flying ahead. So, helium extractors, yes, that needs to be done down here. We've also increased the workforce now. Excellent. Up to 33, so it used to be 20. It could go up to 27, I think it said, and then now it's up to 33. Lifestyle delivered for the typewriters. Excellent. Just realized one thing that's important to do in sending all these different goods around is just setting some limits. You don't want to go crazy. You know, the old world has priority, I would say. That being said... That being said, actually, there's no... Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? We'll just leave it the way it is. Because you don't consume it on this island. It's like I want a priority for the old world. I wish I could set the priority on the ship.
As a worry.
But it's okay, whatever. I digress. Let's just get back to it. What's wrong here, by the way? You're missing fur. You'll be okay. You'll figure it out. Right, so rigid airship hangar, foundations, and the airship platform, and helium. So we can do helium now.
See, you can trust me.
What's been happening, by the way? There are ruins in my cities.
Warmth in your igloo.
Alright, that's all good. That's all done. Oh, I just realized. Do these guys have lifestyle? You'd think they wouldn't.
Yeah, most
And why are the post offices offline? Oh, they work different now. Oh, so they still have post office supply, as per usual, but the building
Might
isn't
want to
being
look away for a
operated. All right. Oh man. Oh, weird though. Sorry to keep up. Surely they can't be both put online though. It says post offices can't overlap. Now this covers every household anyway, so we could just turn this on.
Back to work.
Oof, takes 45 explorers. And we've only got technicians. I've made this colony lean, so we'll have to turn it off and leave it.
Oh, thank God.
And you can't load up mail, right? You can't deliver it. Maybe you can with airships. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's just go back, deal with one thing at a time. Alright, so helium. If we want to get airships, we're going to need to make them fly. Now, this is our deposit, our helium pocket. We do not have what we need. We need 25 aluminum. Hey, we do have what we need. Let's just pick it up really quickly here. Alright, 25. Let's bring it over.
Maneuvering.
With our old style of airship, which came with the Arctic DLC and the cosmetic pack that made them look a little different. So much DLC now. Okay, so what I'm seeing here is your classic. You've got a little gap you could form right here that brings a road all the way up. So let's chop away that. Let's get a road going out here. Once the thing arrives, we'll build that mine. We have the workforce, and hopefully they can reach the warehouse here. The problem that's going to cause is... This is going to be 2 tiles short. This is like 10 tiles short. I think I can live with that. I mean, I'll probably... These guys don't have fertilizer or anything, so it would be nice to actually try to make more. And that way I could get rid of one of these farms completely, perhaps. And that way everything stays consistent. Yeah. You don't even have a tractor barn operational, do you? Tractor's 200%. Seems like you do. But I'm not seeing the pumping. Why is that? I'm seeing the tractors, though. I don't know. I'm not sure. Whatever. Doesn't that normally go like when it's... You've got tractors on the go? Yeah, and there's a little symbol which has me panicked. Whatever. It's a different problem for a different day. Yeah, the train's flowing. It had fuel, so not too sure. Alright, let's get this. Drop that in there. Hop around here. Bish, bang, biddly. 120 obreros. An industrial lubricant production chain will be needed for the helium extractor to function. You'll need to import saltpeter for this one. Oh. Displacing helium requires a resource, industrial lubricant. You can establish this production chain nearby. An industrial oil press requiring 65 jornaleros, requiring fish oil and saltpeter. Buildable in the old world. Goddamn. Well, okay, well, before we get to... That's where it's getting a bit more complicated now. Yeah. Let's just see what we can do back over here for that. Let's move this out of the way. To build the actual hangar, right? Rigid airship hangar foundations, 10 aluminium or aluminum. Oh my god, it is massive. We can always move it. 550 workers? Are you out of your fucking mind? What are you doing? That's crazy. 550. What? Come on. Give me a chance. I suppose these guys aren't consuming mail yet. Let's get them some mail. And they don't have their work clothes. Work clothes is easy enough. That's 3 extra jornaleros straight up. Regional mail. So you can bring... Yeah, okay. It's interesting. Super interesting, that mail system. Okay, cool. I complain, but we do have room to build, so...
Ship construct.
Perhaps it's not as bad as I'm making it out to be. Right. So, let's see. Where can we place some of these post offices? Or post boxes? Toss one in there for a little bit of extra goods, and one here. Post boxes are convenient as they don't use much space, but they contribute less to your island's maximum mail capacity than a post office. The maximum mail capacity. Got it. Residents using this post box, 169. There's no extra variance or anything. Well, it should help increase the population of these guys. And can we get one more? Maybe between episodes I'll maybe see where's a better place to place some of these things. I mean, making a gap up here or something would be good. I wonder could it go right there? Would it fit? Ah, it doesn't fit. Fits there though. Totally looks good. Totally fine. Okay. It'll be reordered. So yeah, I'm hoping to bring that up to then like what, 550 or whatever it needs. It's kind of a crazy number, like I said.
We're up to our eyebrows.
How's the traffic situation here? Not the best. Could be worse, I guess. I mean, you could have other loading and unloading out here, but I just don't even know. I'd have to get rid of storage, maybe. Toss them in sideways. And then we had problems with that before, where ships are only using that side. Rum distillery, uh-oh. And Crown Farms. Man, it's been a while. I haven't checked this place out in a long time. Oh, we have our music again. Let's watch them put out the fires to the new soundtrack. Look at this guy. This is his theme. Love it. Gotta take a moment to soak in the details every now and then, you know? Have to wait for the incident to be done.
Do not mind the odd jet of steam.
The old
Fire
jet of
has
steam.
been vanquished.
I don't want the music to end. Alright, back to the new world. Let's focus back up. We've got a little bit of time left in the episode and figure out what we can do. So, work clothes. Let's get that route set up. So from the... Let's just type in... See, the nice thing now, the way I've named these routes is, even though they're in different categories, typing life will show me the routes that I'm dealing with right now. My god, you're a genius, Darren. I know. It's crazy. So... work clothes. Work clothes, work clothes, work clothes. We don't have much down here. So what we'll have to do is go boop. Now I think Rush has an excess of it, if I recall correctly. Yeah. It's a bit of an extra journey, but I don't mind making it. We'll just add on to this one. Going to Rush. Now normally what I would do is set up a route that brings this down to this island.
A renowned personage has arrived.
Then all this island would ever have to worry about is just going out. Probably what it should do, but it feels a bit of a waste to just add a route. Actually, let me just check one thing. If I can find other routes that go from Rush to Lusk, for instance. Rush to Lusk 1, 2, and 3.
What's turned to factory work? Hands mangled in machines? I'll stick with me scythe, thank you.
Yeah. So, they're actually taking as much as they can out of here, and there's two ships right next to each other. So what I'm going to do is we'll say, get rid of that. Get some of those work clothes in there. Just a little bit. Even here as well if you can. Whatever. Just be full. And then bring it down to Lusk. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. Can you do that? You both can do it. So let's get the job done. So, the route that's already existing between this island and this island is fine now. So we'll just type life again. We can go back to the original one without having to make that extra journey further. We can just stay where we are, load the good of work clothes. They will get some supply eventually. It might take a little while, but they will get it. And then we'll just unload it here and then unload it here. And that's a full ship. Yep. So that's now going to be typewriters. We'll call this, I don't know. Well, type, glass, close. I should get rid of the commas. It's not needed. And just, I know it's not a great name for a route, but at least if I end up typing the words glass, close, I'll see it. You know, I guess you see it anyway by typing the name of the good, but just leave it like that. It's good enough. You could also call it... Yeah, it's already New World to Old World. It's fine. It might just be kind of Tier 1 almost. Name it after the class of Legobreros, right? Although I guess it's also Jornaleros, so maybe in future we can specialize them a bit more. Let's go back out this way. I feel like nighttime is happening so quickly.
Que bueno.
So let me just get refamiliarized with this. So that work clothes is Tier 1. And the other two come from different places, so that's fine. This comes from here.
You are a true revolutionary.
And these... Yeah, so it's actually fine. It hits both tiers, but don't really need to give it a different name then. It's just for both classes' population. Maybe when we get that third tier population eventually, then we can specialize them a bit more with the next DLC. Alright. Oh my god, the workforce now. That's crazy. We've gotten so many. And we still have loads of categories to go. Now the interesting thing as well, did we just hit a new milestone?
Crimson cataracts, pale opals, and dim darting sunsets.
Do we have a post office out here to use? They have their saltpeter, which is giving us 5 extra scholars per household, which has bumped us up to 9973, which is getting us very close to the 10. Oh, we hit a new tier actually. We had 95,000, now we have 96. If we get to 100,000 research, we could get a few extra little bits and pieces like moving another deposit, which I'd like to do.
Artisanship commands respect.
Local mail, 10 scholars. So how can we do that here?
Penniless after visiting their barber and tailor.
I would imagine it's an engineer building, a post office, no? It's a artisan building. Requires 50 workers. Well, this is fine. Very interesting indeed. Oh, I love this music. So, what's this building look like? Oh, man. We're so close to being able to just slam it in here and get all of the scholars sorted out with that stuff. And have one on each side. I don't know where I'm going to put these. I suppose the argument could be made that you can get rid of 1 or 2 houses, maybe. Are they... What is this? 4 in width? It is. So perhaps you could get one over there. Or here, hitting all of the scholar houses. That hits all of those ones.
A tiny something to
and then
keep
another
you
one
going.
somewhere over here or something. And the amount you gain from delivering mail should outweigh the amount you lose. Oh, maybe not though. 167 per household. That's a lot. To get rid of 2 houses, like 300 gone. And for what? You get 10 per extra household. Yeah, it's... We could just do it and see how it works out, but... I don't know where else I'd put it. We could get rid of this area, right? Obviously, and... It would be uneven, I suppose. We could just slam it in like that. And then they don't have road access. Some of them won't have road access. Tricky. I'll have to have a look around. It's a difficult one. Without, you know, changing around too much. I'm not really seeing a great spot for it. We've got all this room in the center in the park here, of course. Not that every house has to have it. I don't mind that. We've got so many engineers. I don't care if any engineers get them. But it would be nice to give it to scholars. For sure. And investors, I suppose.
My heartfelt gratitude.
Would you get... I didn't even think of this, but if you get more influence, I would definitely do it. But if you don't get more influence, I don't really care. 2 influence.
Ah, this really is the high life.
Yeah. I mean, my god, that's a lot of people you get out of one building. 580 in one... I mean, at least the numbers are starting to add up to make more sense.
Chaps at the Bees Club have lost the damn bet. You can quite clearly see from up here. No curvature of the Earth whatsoever.
Oh, he's a flat earther? That's funny. Bonus population. These residents are... I don't understand. What am I missing here? It has the potential to go to 4038. Why 4038? Everything's 100%. Lifestyle needs are all maxed out. It's all the drugstores. It doesn't have anything for mail. What's going on there?
Here's a spot of advice. Anticipating people's needs is impractical, unpredictable as stocks. Convince them they are in need of what you have on offer. Let the money come to you.
That's pretty good advice. Alright, yeah, I don't know. I'm not really too sure what the deal is with that. If anyone knows, how do I get that extra 30 population there? Strange. Alright, well anyway, let's hop back.
Flicker of hope.
Flicker of hope indeed. Can we build this airship hangar or get started now? We've got 340 population. The work clothes are on the way, but they're not here yet. And how much will that give us? Work clothes will give us 3 extra per household, so that's something. Yeah. So regional mail, I assume that has to be, yeah, it says air transport good. It has to be delivered from another rail thing, or airship. Alright, well.
Of course. Come join us.
Storage full? Love to see it. Oh, the island storage is full. Everyone has it though, right? They're able to still get it, I assume. Yeah. Alright, I think that's going to have to be it. Oh, actually, let me just read this while it's at the end here. Lifestyles are additional goods that can be provided to your residents, which grant extra bonuses and residents if fulfilled. They work like regular needs, except for the fact that fulfilling them is entirely optional. In addition, residences provided with lifestyle needs will not become abandoned if you fail to provide regular needs. Once available. That's actually super interesting. You can provide lifestyles, and houses don't become abandoned if you fail to get the regular needs. Interesting. Anyway, once available, you must manually decide whether to provide them. Cool. No need to read any of that stuff just yet. There's so much more to see. Holy crap, look at all this. I thought this was going to be like this. You know? It's great to see. I'm so excited to be back and continuing. We're doing as many episodes as I can as quickly as possible. That's going to be it for this episode. We're waiting on goods to be delivered. I think I did relatively good. And, of course, we're just waiting on aluminum to be built up a bit more with our profiles here. What's your deal? Displacing helium requires a resource. Oh, yeah. So that's going to be a pain. We'll figure it out. Getting that lubricant. I got to name an episode. Just straight up lube. It's got to be done. Because we'll get some clicks, you know, from maybe from some people we might not want to be clicking videos, but let's bring them on in anyway. Alright, that's going to be it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Apologies that I couldn't be day one with the DLC or a bit quicker. I was actually, as well, coincidentally, when the DLC came out, I was on holiday. I had booked it before I knew the date. It was actually a holiday for my birthday. I turned 30. I'm old. Kind of. Not really, I guess. And then I had a hospital visit. For people who followed my Farthest Frontier or Satisfactory or saw me on streams, you might know something about that. Won't bore you with it. The good news is everything's fine, so no issues. Apparently just freak weird one-off weird episode, but all the scans and everything I got done in the hospital, everything's great. So at least that's, you know, all good news. So that's gonna be it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching, and remember, if you want to support the channel directly, you can click the join button to become a channel member. Doing so will get your name in the credits, as well as loyalty badges and emotes to use in the comments. You'll also get exclusive access to my Discord, where there's dedicated channels for each series I'm doing, and it's a great place just to meet others and make some friends.